Hiya! This is the second video of my 30-day challenge I'm trying to complete, and this video you're supposed to talk about your favourite film. Now, as I'm sure a lot of people do for this challenge, this day of the challenge, I'm going to talk about more than one because I found it really hard to just narrow it down. I do have one favourite, but I'll get to that in a minute. Now I'm going to talk about 4 films that I love, and firstly, it's a bit cheesy, but my first favourite is The Goonies, and this is quite an old film. I think it's mid-80s that it came out, so it is old, it's older than me, but it's just a load of fun, and it's like a real family film. It's about this group of kids and they go hunting for treasure, and they actually find a pirate ship at the end, but it's just great, and I would say watch it, but it's probably one of them where the charm is lost if you haven't already seen it when you were younger. It's one of them that you always remember and think about. But if you do want to watch it, I'd recommend it, especially if you're down, and it'll just really cheer you up. It's light-hearted, easy watching. And the second film I'm going to talk about, another one I love, and that's Garden State. Now, if you haven't seen this one, I definitely recommend watching it. It's a really quirky film, like different from a typical Hollywood film. It stars Zach Braff, there if you can see, and Natalie Portman as well as the leading lady. And this actually, it won some awards at like Sundance and Cannes Film Festival, so it's that sort of film, if that makes any sense. And it's just really different, I think. It's about this one guy, the main guy Zach, the character Zach plays, and he's sort of drifting through life, and it's about him finding himself in a way. I say finding himself, but it's not done cheesy or, you know, it's sort of like, it's not like, who am I? It's more, it's just these episodic occurrences and these nice little moments. I'd say it's about moments like, there's this one bit with the girl he meets, and she plays this she's amazing, like this really cute, quirky, different girl, and she's really unique, and they have quite a few touching moments together, and I really feel their characters are really developed. I think Zach actually, I don't know if he wrote or directed, maybe both, but he did the film as well as acting in it, and so I think it's really good. And the soundtrack as well is amazing, so it's always great when a movie has a great soundtrack to accompany it. It's got some, I can't remember who's on it, it's got songs by Remy Zero, a couple of the Shins songs that are really good, the Postal Service, so it's got quite a good soundtrack as well. And even if you don't watch the film, I'd recommend looking the soundtrack up as well, because it's really good. And second to last, but by no means least, as they say, Into the Wild. I don't know if you can see there. Now, I love this film for several reasons. Firstly, it's actually a true story based on the story of this one man, Christopher McCandless, or McCandless, I can never pronounce it. And if you Google the original story, you'll find it's a really honest portrayal. They followed it quite well, and Emil Hirsch plays the guy in it, and I think they're scarily similar. Sorry about that. They're scarily similar, and he plays it really well. There's some really haunting moments where he's on his own, and it's this portrayal of loneliness. The story, he was one man, he's a young guy, and he sets off from home. He leaves all of his material possessions behind, even his family, and he has this one goal of reaching Alaska, just this one like mission in his life, and he doesn't stop. He's really determined, and in a way has this passion for it, but I think he's also quite he misses out on a lot, and I think with that it's sort of realised at the end. He has these great moments along the way, and he meets these amazing people, and it's like he can't commit his character. He just has to keep going to Alaska. Like, he meets this great couple, he works for a while on this farm with this man who he meets, who's played by Vince Vaughn, and there's all these touching moments, this really genuine human interaction. And then at the end he finally reaches Alaska, and the setting is amazing as well. I'll point that out because it's just beautiful. So I'd watch it partly for that. But at the end it's this really bleak setting, and it really matches the emotions. He's completely alone, and it ends with this beautiful quote I don't know it exactly off by heart, but I think it's happiness isn't real unless shared, and that's such a true and beautiful quote, I think. So it's a sad film, but not tearjerker. Just like I say, it's haunting, but beautiful at the same time. And the soundtrack to that is really good. It's done by Eddie Vedder, all acoustic tracks, and he has a great voice, so it really matches the film. So I definitely recommend Into the Wild. Please watch it, please, because it's great. And then lastly, I don't know if this is a bit cringe, I think so, but to end on a lighter note, my all-time favourite is Armageddon. And I don't know why, I shouldn't be ashamed to say this, but I do love it. It's typical Bruce Willis, it's typical space adventure, things go wrong, trying to save the world. It's a tried and tested format, you know, it's familiar, it's in a lot of films, but I just love Armageddon, I love the characters, and it's one of them where I can quote it off by heart, and when it's on I'll sit there and talk over it and annoy everyone. So that's what it means to me. I don't know if you guys have a film that means that to you, but Armageddon. So those are my favourite films. I hope you enjoyed this short blog. Armageddon, my top favourite, which I might actually watch today, now I've got it out. And Into the Wild, Garden State, and the Goonies. So I hope you enjoyed looking and listening to my favourite movies, and I'll speak to you soon.